friends, and welcome back. I finally got my skin figured out, and here I am. I did some things in between, trying to figure out how to get the elytra. I thought maybe something was wrong with the phantoms not spawning and stuff, and I just needed to be more patient. One night while I was out exploring, they just three of them showed up and attacked me all at once. So I was able to make my first elytra. I had got to go on a nice excursion to find some snow, which somehow was the main thing gating me from continuing for a while there. And yeah, now here I am. I thought I would just secure some of this island early on. Um, I've made. I don't know if I've made a proper base on one of these islands. The shape is a bit different. It's kind of very, very bulbous, kind of round, which is fine. Not necessarily, if I were building my own sky island, I wouldn't make it shaped this way, but I think it's a good place to start. This is the autumn theme, I believe, which is I'm trying to think of the color palette I'm planning on using for my base structure. But this is just going to be the start, I think. This is where I'm probably going to do some setting up. You can see there's a kind of a thick area here. I'm going to be putting a lot of my storage system underground um, because it's it's fairly it's a fairly complicated system and it doesn't look nice. But it doesn't need to be visible to interact with it. Like I'm going to be using again Botania's storage system. Um, the using all these sparks and stuff like that. So how it looks doesn't matter, but I do need to have enough space. I do need to have enough space for it to kind of be hidden. So I think this is going to work. I think this is going to work for a base. You can see it. We'll go over to the Spring Island. Spring Island is maybe just feeling a tiny, tiny bit too small for me, but I do kind of like the style of it a little bit more. So I'm still considering maybe moving to this. I like the color scheme, I think, a little bit more of this, but it doesn't feel like there's that much to work with here. I like putting paths. I'm going to want to have kind of a series of buildings in between farms, in between stations. I kind of want it to be. I'm torn right now between kind of an old elvish kind of style, um, with this a little bit simpler, but to some extent ornate, um, and not worried about the elements. Right, we're not going to be encasing things and with doors and windows and stuff. It's going to be safe up here, presumably. Right, it's a haven. So that's one idea, and the other is to have that kind of mixed with the space opera style, I don't know, sci-fi element to it. Um, and that was just a thought that came to me. I don't know how that would work. I don't know if that would work. Um, Good to keep in mind there are tulips here. Okay, so we'll come back here. But for today, as you can see, I've got my elytra. We're at level 14 now. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm not going to move just yet. I want to do a little bit of more groundwork, but just to share what my kind of general plan is I do think the layout of this island might make a little bit more sense, but I kind of like if I put more grass on this one, on the spring island over here, it could work. Could definitely work. But okay, so for today, I think we're just gonna go kind of straight into some more vaults. Ancient debris. I'm not gonna be able to find that. Gold ingot, very precious for me. Gather elixir. We do, you know what? Before I take any of these, let's just remind myself. Okay, we did a couple of these brazier vaults. I did a couple of bounties. Let's just see what it is that I've actually found in there. Okay, I do have my netherite. That is, will decide kind of what I choose. Golden horse armor, don't have that. Art of the sea. I'll keep that around. I know that there's a. You know what? That's actually not a bad one. That's not a bad one. I'm going to be going for Beniatite anyhow. I wonder. I wonder. Early on, doesn't hurt to have more elytra. Don't need it for sure. Netherite. I've got 5. I have enough. Chromatic steel, though, is nice to have, especially early on. Heart of the Sea, Iron Ingot. I want to hang on to these. And Painite. Oh, that's one I definitely don't want to do. I am gonna stop. I'm gonna be stopping for like any gems I can right now. My gem situation is not bad. Got 3 echo gems. I found an echo. Got lucky. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 out of the 9 unique gems so far, and I actually do have a lot of Beniatite. Um, you don't. I don't need that many. I think I have all the Beniatite I will need to unlock the one mod that we're actually doing here. Um, so no, now that I'm looking at this netherite ingot, I'm realizing what I should be doing today. I should be making a few of these things. So perhaps that will be my goal. I'm gonna actually take an actual sleep when I get a chance because I'm no longer needing phantoms to spawn. And mysteriously, all the villagers in this area have disappeared, and my iron golems have become a little bit banged up. So, feeling just the slightest bit of guilt over that. But that's fine for now. Okay, animal pens. Let's see. Let's make some animal pens. I think I made a little spot. Here they are. We'll get the animal pen started. We're just going to take these one at a time. Maybe a little bit less interesting to do right now, but this is the early game Vault Hunters stuff, so I'm not overly worried. Of course, I know this is kind of the obligatory thing to say. Um, if there is something you want to see or something you don't want to see, like write it down in the comments. Let me know that you're enjoying or would enjoy one thing or another better than another. Um, but I don't think it hurts right now to just go through a few of these, have the classic Vault Hunters experience here together in public. Um, that's a very weird place to put these for now, but let's just do it. Animal jar. Oh, they have nice new textures on these. That's really nice. Okay, I'm going to make a vault forge, and I'm going to take advantage of the fact, I think, that we have lava right nearby. Okay, take a sleep. I don't need to be spending my entire time here fighting with loud zombies. Okay, it's somewhere in there. I don't remember. Is there actually lava? I thought there was maybe lava in here. If not, I know that there's lava nearby. Wow, much nearby than I thought. Having the elytra makes such a huge difference. Okay, only one, but that will be enough to begin with. Um, Let's see what else. Aside from making a base and starting my storage system in a way that will fit the end goal for my storage system. Most of it right now is just going to be getting enough knowledge. I almost have 4 knowledge stars. Once you get to level 20, we get 1 extra. So we're very, very close, I think, to having Botania unlocked. And that's kind of just that's when I'm definitely going to want to be up on that base. And again, I do think having over twice the space will be much more beneficial for this. So, okay, let's try not to get too distracted. And all of this is so cluttered right now. I don't want it to be. I'm going to be making an identification stand soon, which is why I'm not dealing with that just yet. So let's see. Vault Forge. Vault Forge. Make this. Oh, that didn't even require. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm thinking of a Vault Recycler. Okay, so we'll get a Blast Furnace. We'll get some of these. We'll get some of these. Might need some of these. What else? Netherite. Okay, I think I got most of what we need for now. Um, you know what? I'm gonna take it from my neighbors because I haven't seen him for a while. Um, and so he probably won't miss it. Probably won't miss it, right? Take this. Okay, get this Vault Forge going. Boy, something that I've heard has been changed recently is that the things you put in here um, stay in here. Like if I put that in there, if I put this in here and I break it, let's see. Yeah, okay. That's really nice. So I don't have to think, sure. I don't have to think too much about that right now. Okay. I don't have to think about sorry to be clear, I don't have to think too much about where I place things right now because I'm going to be able to just move all the contents pretty easily when I decide to actually make the base. Hello, Charlie. All right. We are going to make a magnet for the. It's not bad. I actually have a decent magnet already. So I don't want to use this for now, but always good to have an extra. Okay, put that in here. Put these. Put these in here for now. They don't stack. Put this in here. All right. Got our magnets. Now we'll need our artisan. Artisan station. Okay, and this is the one. Okay, I did get some damaged anvils because I remembered we could make something with damaged anvils. So there's that. Put this in here. It's just not a lot of real estate in this spot, and I'm feeling pretty cramped. It probably will soon be time to move. Something I'm gonna do off camera, of course. Of course. Okay, we'll do that. I'm gonna take all of this, and again, because where better to store it than right here? And which of these items, not that one, are any of these just not ideal? I guess I could see about. I mean, any of these really would be fine. Maybe I should try to become like really happy with these living ones. I don't know. Uh, Healing efficiency, don't love that. One armor, I guess. Health, mana regen. None of it's bad. None of it's bad. I'll just keep that. Um, right, there's another one. Okay, Vault Recycler next. Vault recycler. This is what I need the lava bucket for. Can probably just do it. Great. I'm just going to go right ahead and get the things that I need to actually make this into a useful vault recycler. I need to be able to set it up in like a corner somewhere. Out of corners. Out of corners. Somewhere out here is maybe okay for now. I wonder. Wonder about. I guess I can put one of these up here. Put the vault recycler here. This is the part that I'm not so convinced of always. Um, it's just how to set all of this up, especially when I know that I'm moving. Like I know that I'm moving soon, but I don't want to commit to things. All right. Put that back. Guess I could put that there. Should go where we want it to. Put the amethyst. I don't want to leave this place in a total disrepair. Like I know I've scared away the neighbors. I know that I'm not going to be living here for that much longer, but still nice to leave the place not in terrible shape, right? Don't want to lose my deposit or anything like that. Okay, did that. Alchemy table, black mark. Okay, alchemy table, I know I'm gonna need a couple things I don't have. I'm gonna need nether wart. Gonna need gas tiers. That's the main stuff right now. And I don't really feel like going on a nether excursion right this moment. But I do know that I want to take a look at the identification stand and black market. So black market, let's see what we. Oh, that is so cheap. Okay, that is so cheap. Always forget. Always forget. I think like I've started a number of these, always get up to like level 50 or 60. Couple times went up to 90, but mostly stop before then. And the early game has always changed throughout the time I've been playing this, so I never quite know what things cost anymore. It's just I know something that you have to make for these quests, like in the early or maybe even early mid game, requires like black chromatic steel or yeah, something like that. So I kept on thinking, oh, this must be it. No, must be the soul diffuser. Okay, so let's take. Can I? Can I take this out? I forget if there was a way to interact with it more directly. No, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Make a few of those. Make one of these. Da, da, da. Got that. What do we have? Oh, now an early pog will help me get a farm going once I have Botania, but it's not the most important thing, but that would be nice. I'm also maybe I just want to like save my shards for if a knowledge star comes up there. That might be a nice thing to just get. That's bugging me. All right. Well, let's take this. We're already closer. We're already closer. Identification stand. Why not make it an identification stand? Uh, lectern. What do we need for a lectern? Feel like This might not be quite what I need for a lectern. Okay, that's fine. Vault diamond, obsidian. I have some of that. Oh, the book. Vault diamond. That I can make. Okay. I think we're okay. Make the identification stand, which will again speed things up. I guess I'm just gonna clutter things, everything. This will be the interesting thing when I start actually making a base. Is well, I'm gonna try at least to build based around like both of these things are good for once you dilute, but maybe it can be eventually like when I dilute, like all the equipment will go to like one station, and then I can scrap some of it, or put some of it in here, put some of it in there, identify as I want, like make a building based around at least these two because like the color scheme is similar. Um, have a jewelry station, right? Have an artisan station, whatever that's going to end up looking like, right? There are a number of things where it's just like I want to actually this time playing through, have a build for each little function that I'm having. And again, the structure inside here will hopefully be useful for that because there's a way with Botania to like move items around semi-wirelessly. And again, it's not it's not easy. It's not simple. It's not nearly as good as like modular routers or something like that, or definitely not pipes. But you can move stuff around with relative ease if you plan it out, right? So I'm wanting to be thinking about that already. So okay, now we've got this. I think I'm gonna put some stuff away for now. I'm gonna identify a few things, and I'm gonna try to get into another vault because this all feels like enough right now. Feels like enough right now. So put that away, put that in there, keep the bucket on, bring these out. Okay. Take that, identify. Do we have? Mm, let's take a look at these as we go. All right. That's maybe nice if I want to do an AP build. I almost certainly won't actually use that. Won't be using that. This is good. This is not even as good as my old sword. That's not great, not great, not great. Oh, terrible. All right. Uh, it's not awful. I don't know if it's worth keeping. This this is worth keeping. This is worth keeping for now. As is this one. I wish the ability power were higher. Block chance is too low. This is not bad, but not as good as what I got. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay. Let's take a look at these then. I'm gonna take out a couple of these things. That definitely is not what I need. Ugh, this is okay. Now we'll sort through some of these. I doubt any of this is what we want or what we need, but good to just take a look. Take a look before I scrap a bunch of it. Okay, that's fine. Nothing special. Fine. Uh, Not totally worth a double. That's the lowest implicit that you can get for the double strike chance block. It's a second block shield. I don't think I'm gonna need that. That soulbound is the only good thing about that. Chest plate, no. So glad I'm putting this together now. Again, that's probably not needed. The wand is, yeah, nothing to write home about. So I think that's that. We'll call it there. Put some of this away. Put some of these away. Put this back in here. And time to see what we can get for our next vault rock. Okay. Fish is fine, I think. Fish is fine, I think. Uh, mm, you know, I did just see a ton of wheat up there. So I'm gonna go get some wheat. I'm gonna maybe go do some, like dynamite fishing for these guys down here. There must be something I can do in terms of that. Let's see. This is where it becomes a little bit of a pain. Um, Probably need to upgrade my dash. Oh, that was not the right way to do that. Oh well. Probably want to upgrade my dash. Just if I'm gonna make this place my base, because it's kind of hard to get up there. Kind of hard to get up there. All right, here we go. Pick up some momentum. Mm, Almost. Ah, sorry, this is a little out of practice with the Lytras. And as you can see, it's the recording. It's kind of one of these rules. It's like if you know you're being recorded, if you know someone's gonna watch you mess up like this, you're gonna mess up. Not always, but feel feel extra self-conscious about it because you know putting this online. Gonna give it a try. All right, put some of this. Oh, I don't want to. Wait. Okay, I already got it. Great. I will probably just leave this here for now. Head back home. It could be nice. This could be a nice spot. I have to think about the color scheme too. Um, but it should be a nice spot. Okay. Here we go. Back down. Got my seeds. Now, fish and amethyst. I did mark down amethyst. I marked down amethyst there. I'm gonna try to get the fish without fishing. We're gonna make an automatic fish farm um, pretty soon. But I don't, that's not always the most fun thing to be doing early game, and you just kind of want to get into the vaults, play around with that. Okay. How much do I have? That's enough. Let's go to that amethyst cave, and then hopefully I've marked it well enough. I think I did. That's not where the amethyst cave is, but that's pretty close to where the actual um, entrance to it is, if I'm not mistaken. Was it down here or was it up here? I think I put it over here. Now this cave system itself. Okay. Amethyst. Oh, that's great. Hello, friend. Can I interest you in my wares? Okay. Got some of this. I'm gonna have to get used to this. We're not too used to it, I guess. I don't want to get overly reliant on the shocking hit chance. Oh dear. It's always just a little bit extra to do. Always just a little bit extra. All right, buddies. It's fine. I'm just here for the amethyst. None of you need to concern yourselves with little old me. Mhm. That's it's annoying. Just slightly. Just slightly. Did I get... No, didn't. This should give me one. This should give me one. That should... Okay. So I think we're set. This was a lucky find early on. I've said it before. I'm pretty happy with just generally speaking how lucky the world gen in this has been. Brings me to another point. Just while I'm getting set up for this next vault, I was thinking I needed to do all of this in preparation or in celebration or in light of the fact that finally we've got update 21. I didn't realize the remastered version was going to come out, which I don't know if it makes an effect just yet. Partly because I have I have a suspicion that Botania is going to get cut from the remastered edition, and that's just me half joking, being a little bit paranoid. Like I'm sure enough people love Botania um, that it's not going to get like fully cut from the next release from the remastered release. On the other hand, I do know that like Iskall isn't that big of a fan. Um, so that's a little bit I wonder, right? Um, if that's the case, that kind of sucks because I'm releasing this series doing something that perhaps increasingly no one is going to care about because it's like, well, that's not even in the remaster. If Botania is not in the remaster. Um, if it is, I've been wondering about does it matter that I'm not on the remaster for myself, right? Like, what is going to change? It sounds like they're going to change terrain generation and then mostly remove mods, add a couple other mods. If they are just adding other interesting mods, that's fine. That shouldn't affect me. That shouldn't affect my playthrough of this. Man, I keep getting braziers. Um, and I think likewise terrain generation. I would like to see it, right? I would like to see the next version. Um, I don't know. I'm one of those people. I always want to be on the latest version, right? It feels like if you're not playing on the latest version, sometimes it feels to me like I'm not really playing the real game. Like I've stopped halfway or whatever. I know that's not the case. I know a lot of people are even still playing second edition. Oh, but you know that all things I'm considering, I thought even yesterday, day before, I was like, should I even continue this run until I know? And of course, like I'm just gonna play this run because I really like playing this game, and I didn't feel like taking a full-on break again because if Botania's out of the remaster, well, then I can't redo this in the remaster. I can't remember if I need that. And if Botania's in the remaster, like I don't think enough else is actually going to be different that it would affect my playthrough, like other than the terrain generation. But I am legitimately very curious as to like what they're going to change for the terrain generation. I know they've had at least right now, as of right now, this kind of Easter. they keep on teasing that there's going to be a change, but no one is able to say yet what it actually is going to be changing. So maybe that's just hype. Maybe, Iskall wants to give us a little bit more time to just like sit with this version, this final. Ugh, come on, upgrade. Um, hard to hard to say. It's a little puzzling to me, but again, um, I don't know. There's a lot to making and creating this game, and I'm not going to pretend to know the first thing about that. Man, I'm getting a little bit unlucky with traps already. Do you like the fact that traps still give you the items now? Used to be, and it was quite annoying if you didn't max your trap hit, trap disarm chance. You just end up losing like a ton of items because you end up with like 5-10% of your things just evaporating, right? All right, let's get some more. I hope. Um, so yeah, I mean, right now in this run through, I haven't done basically any min maxing. I haven't done really anything to. I don't. Haven't done much in terms of okay, let's see if I can get item rarity, or let's see if I can get all my gear with item quantity. That will come probably after. For me, honestly, like level 30, 35, like getting to level 20 always seems to take a while. And then like the next few levels, it's never that bad. It's like there's another big jump, like around 50, but even that um doesn't feel as slow. Like I like the pacing. I do like the pacing. I know once you get to like 65, those later levels, right? Well, later mid game, I'm sure. Um, everything slows down a lot. Um, or feels like it slows down a lot. Like everything becomes a lot grindier, just in terms of time spent in vaults. And then I think the idea is that you're supposed to more or less be focusing on catalysts, and like then you start like really trying to min max your builds, min max your runs, get as much loot, right? All that. Um, I think I might need these, so I'm gonna take them. It does feel good to have a lot more storage space right now, or not storage, but like pouches. Are pouches going away? Ah, see, a lot of traps, or feels like a lot of traps. I know it's not always a lot of traps; just feels like it. Um, let's keep on going. Right, I did notice. I did hear that if you press tab, you can uh, you can see the mini map. So it's not permanently on. You press tab, you can see like which direction you're going. That's a fair compromise. Don't know if that was intended. Again, maybe we want to be trying to find a room, an ore room. I kind of want to get the. I think maybe just look for some rooms, see if I can find an Omega. I don't think I've come across any other Omega rooms. Here we go. Okay, probably get our Beniatite here. Beniatite. Benny. I think it's Beniatite. Bennett. Bennett what? Bennett. I think there's a reason people have referred to them as Benny Boys. Um, presume it's based off of like a real life precious gem or mineral. Okay, unlucky. Let's keep going. Come on, buddy. Wow. There's really not much down here. Okay. Hopefully on the next floor up. And okay. Ooh. I guess 20%. item quantity is good. If I'm finding the things I want, that's fine. Man, this is a relatively empty room. That's really, really unlucky. Like, I don't think there's hardly anything in that POI. Should be something in there. We'll come back to that. This one, ooh, likewise. Like, this is, unless I'm totally mistaken, I don't think there's much down here. Um, I mean, maybe the POIs have changed. I just remember there not being much. Oh, this is dumb. Oh, got away with it. Okay. Those are the type of things that, as we level up, I can't get as readily away with. That really sucked. That was not a satisfying mind room at all. Got one. I got one. Okay. We might be doing this for a little while. I'm gonna take one more. Think again. Getting pretty lucky with the gilded. I haven't had to think too much about gilded and vault diamonds. So that's been nice. Okay. Item quantity again. Would be nice to run into some living POIs. Weaker powers. I didn't mean to do that. Well, I guess I'll just have to be a little bit more careful. Ah, that's. Oh, yay, great. I got a piece of driftwood. Hooray. Okay. We'll go down this way. Keep on looking. I think we'll just try to find some mine rooms. We realize we have probably enough for what we need. Okay, good. But it'd be nice to get that so we can just continue. I haven't spec'd yet into more bounty hunter. Um, Mostly because like I've mentioned, I'm not able to play this game as much as I may be used to. So when you're playing like a few hours a day, it makes a lot of sense to have bounty hunter early game, especially because you can complete a lot of bounties in in an afternoon, right? When you're only playing for like an hour a day, that's all the bounties. I guess you could try to, you could argue that you get more bounties per day done if you have two bounties at a time unlocked, but um, well, that's not even an argument. That's just true. So I mean, maybe that's worth it. Maybe that's important for my early game here, um, especially especially before the vault requirements go up. Okay, how do we need four more of those, eh? All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. Maybe that. Oh, I've done. Okay. Where are you all coming from? And can I join? Here we go. I would have missed this. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Just inside view. Still feels weird to talk into a microphone with nobody in the room with me. But happy I'm doing it. I mean, it's, I guess, a unique experience. And I don't know, happy it's going forward, but still don't feel like it makes that it feels a little bit like I'm trying to use slang I didn't grow up with or something like that. It's just a little bit a little bit different than what feels authentic for me to be playing on here. That was not bad. Which is a maybe a strange analogy. That's maybe just how I think of things. I was thinking of how people uh try to use like the slang of like younger generation as they get older. Um, I'm thinking of this for no particular reason, not because I'm old and the younger generation says a bunch of things that make no sense to me. But thinking about like, okay, why does it feel so awkward when like older people try to use the slang of like a younger generation? I think it's like they're not native to it, right? That's not their language. So of course it doesn't make sense. Of course it doesn't come across well. And I think the internet has done something interesting in that sense because it's like, in a sense, many of us are native to the internet. And so a lot of the culture is okay, there's nothing on here. A lot of the culture is kind of memey. So if, maybe that's there's some oh come on, really? Just one more? There's like a consolidation there, or there's common ground between different. Perfect. Okay, glad I looked. Different groups of people, just because. Okay, well, we all use the internet. We all know that meme. We all, even if we don't understand it, we know that people say 6 7. Right? I remember the memes from when I was in uni. Like those are those are things. Um, so that being shared, that kind of being native to that way of speaking isn't gonna feel as awkward, maybe. Um, but this, I mean, this is all a rant to say, like, maybe I've watched YouTube, maybe I've watched streamers, but having never done it, it does feel um unnatural, and I don't want to just like copy what I've seen other people doing. Like I don't that's not going to feel authentic to me. So, just figuring out as I go through what feels right. Um, maybe rants like this are not a good idea uh, for listeners or viewers or for myself, right? Like maybe sharing in this way is going to feel dumb, and that's okay too. This is going to be a learning experience. Um, but yeah, I always do this, by the way. This final loop around, I like to have some consistency in how I loot rooms. Lucky. Okay, vault sword, not bad. But I like to go make a loop around the final room one more time, just in case. It's fast. It doesn't cost much, and I know I could be looting a lot more, but no, there's something about brazier rooms. For me, it feels like I should be focusing on exploring as opposed to like gathering things. Elixir just feels like, okay, just go find the thing. Try to gather as much as you can of anything. Scavenger for sure, just like gather as much as you can, right? That incentivizes me like to play that way, but this definitely that's fine. I can get up there. I'm just gonna you never know, right? You never know what treasures gonna be in these pillars. And see, I got an Escalium gem. I needed that. That's one of the ones I needed. Hello, friend. I'm not actually gonna stay and play. I'm gonna go my own way. Okay. What was I even talking about? And oh, right, the exploration. Just yeah, this feels like this is the way I'm supposed to be moving around in this one. I guess if you see. if you see for sure some pog gems, just go get them. Just go get them. You want to get some sort of ranged attack soon. It does feel like jumping into the middle of it is gonna backfire sooner rather than later. Sparkletine? Do I have that? I don't know how long everybody else has been playing this particular mod pack. Um, I remember it was a very big deal to get your first Echo Pog back when the pack was still younger, or the third edition, I should say, was younger. I didn't play second edition. Very big deal to get your first Echo Pog because that's what you needed in order to get your refined storage. I think the cost for that has gone way down, and mod boxes, I think, made a difference, or people altered their behavior around mod boxes in order to kind of get better chances or more chances at getting a grid or getting a crafting grid. Like that was always like the biggest thing. Was okay, once you got your crafting grid like that unlocked so many things. Um, and to do that, you used to need the Ecopog, right? So I remember there's just this intense grind of like getting there. It would be like level 40, level 50 before I would have that, and then it would feel like, okay, now we're really playing, right? So I can see why that would have been expedited over time. Man, there's never anything down here. Oh man, okay, I gotta be careful. There's no guarantee I'm getting out of here if I'm not paying attention. Um, but yeah, so I still feel this pressure to really focus on ores early on because it used to be worth so much experience. So you accelerate your progress. It used to be that you really needed so many pogs, like so many pogs, relatively early, right? Just to kind of feel good in the game, like to have that. Frankly, like huge advantage. Like it is still such a big change to get your crafting grid because then like you don't you just make things, right? You just, oh, do I have that? Great, I'm gonna make it. Sped up things a lot. That said, like I mentioned, I'm not doing that. It's not gonna be no crafting grid. I have tried doing this type of challenge before with including refined storage, um, because sometimes it just feels painful not to play with refined storage. Um, and it does make it, but then at that point, I don't know, I'm kind of an all or nothing person. It's like, okay, if I'm gonna include refined storage, if I'm gonna be, or even if I'm like gonna let myself buy backpacks, like upgrade my backpacks, upgrade my pouches, and get stack upgrades like that already, then it's like, okay, everything, it makes such a big difference. Feels like, well, then I might as well just upgrade everything. All right, GG folks. Put that there. Can't afford it yet. Close though. All right, this is not a good place. This is, whoa. Okay, I didn't see that I got that. That must have been from some of those. Oh, that's amazing. That's really good news. Okay, exciting. Oh, I need to make a trash can too. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. How are we doing on knowledge? That's it. That's all I have. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for now. Oh, look at that spike. I like this outfit. I think that's going to be it for now. Uh, gonna call it for today. Kind of a longer episode, but just kind of how it worked out. Um, So if you're watching this, let me know. Do you like that? Do you not? What's better lengthwise? I guess is a good question. Um, Maybe it doesn't matter all that much, but I hope you have a lovely day. Hope you have a lovely week. And, spring is upon us. So get out there, have some fun. Take care. Bye bye.